Welcome to the premiere episode of AllKickboxing's first ever podcast with me, Jimin Kim, co-founder, and also co-founder, Mr. Who?
Ricardo Jean-Pierre.
Ricardo, where are you coming from, man?
I'm coming from Corona, Queens. Just came back from my Muay Thai class, so I'm pretty tired. I'm chilling, but I'm ready to talk.
Alright. Well, I have to say, now that the whole thing's starting up, I'm a little bit nervous. You know, it's my first ever podcast. How about you? How are you feeling?
I'm feeling a little bit nervous too, but I'm cool. I'm a little tired, so I'll be talking. I'll be mad chill.
What did you think about that theme song earlier?
Theme song's pretty dope. It's pretty cool.
Man, I don't know about you, but
you sound legit.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. And it's funny because it's a kickboxing podcast, and we start off with a song from a World Cup commercial. Just right off the bat, we're messing up.
If it's good, you copy.
Man, I don't know about you, but I got World Cup fever right now. But I can put that in the back burner and talk about kickboxing for the next 45 minutes to an hour. Entertain our fine listeners out there. Our 3, maybe 5 people.
We're talking about it'd be like 5 million watch.
Alright, so let's just talk about how and why we started this whole thing up. Let me back up from the mic because I think I'm a little bit... Okay, so, well, Rico, you start, man, because you're the one who really brought this to me. Let's just talk about the kickboxing club first.
Okay, so I started the kickboxing club in the spring semester of this past year at Stony Brook University, just because I needed people to train with and I needed to hone in my skills in Muay Thai and kickboxing, because I'm looking forward to fighting over the summer. During the fall semester, we had this Japanese guy. His name was, what was his name? His name was like Omigu or something like that. And he knew a little bit of kickboxing, so he would teach us kickboxing somewhat. And I guess he graduated, so he just disappeared, and there was like no more kickboxing. And I was like, oh shit, I need to start something myself. So then, yeah, I started something. And that's how...
I'm sorry, how old was the Japanese guy?
How old was he? I think he was in grad school, so I couldn't tell. I mean, he looked a little older. He looked like he was definitely above like 25. Yeah.
That's hilarious. Like Asian men, like you don't know if we're 74 or 24. All right. Well, anything else, man?
So yeah, if anybody in Stony Brook is listening to this, join the kickboxing club this coming fall semester.
Okay.
It'll be fun. You probably get hurt, but it's all for a good cause.
Well, I agree. Amen. And what really happened was, I'm a part of the Stony Brook campus news site, the Stony Brook Independent, and I was the assistant social media manager there when I first jumped on, and I was going around campus just interviewing random people in the SAC and the union just to get some thoughts on what they'd like to get out of our social media. And I'm trying to just get the widest selection of people that I can pull good answers from, you know, multiple races, guys, girls. And I'm going around, like, I have some good stuff, but I see this one guy, there's this one guy sitting on one of those high chairs by the high tables where the windows are in the union cafeteria. And I thought, you know, this guy might, maybe he was dressed in like all black, like he was wearing like a black beanie. He looked like, yeah. I was like, you know, I said I was gonna get a whole bunch of people to collect for my ideas. This guy looks like he might have something, you know. And you know who that was? That was you. That was you. And you know what? I have the interview that I did with you the first time we ever met. And fast forward a few weeks. And next thing you know, you're kicking my ass down in sparring, and we're setting this up. So I have the audio to play.
Oh shit!
I have it, dude. So, in the middle, if you feel like saying anything, go. But this is as raw as it gets.
Yeah, I actually want to hear this.
Okay.
I'm interested in anything that deals with martial arts, kickboxing, anything that deals with fighting, MMA. Maybe focus on the wrestling team. Maybe I'll look into that.
So diversity is important.
Yeah, diversity is definitely important, yeah.
Okay, so that's one of the key things we're trying to do. Instead of being just an extension of the campus publications, we're trying to be experimental, be more refreshing in that way. So where would you rank this idea from a scale of 0 to 5 as far as interest? Us branching out and taking outside news stories and...
Okay, first of all, I should have said something earlier. Like, the first thing you said to me, like, you're a complete stranger talking to a stranger, and the first thing you said to me is that you love anything about martial arts.
It's true, though. I don't care about anything else. What do you want me to say?
That's so funny, man. That's like your icebreaker. Like, I like to fuck people up with my Muay Thai, man. Alright? Alright, let me keep it going.
Incorporating it into the campus, how it relates to us, what's going on right now in Ukraine, it applies to Ukrainian students here, something like that. What's happening in the, I don't know, UFC? Maybe, because I love, we can talk about this after, but I'm a diehard UFC fan, but something like that.
Alright, okay, so, like, that's awesome. Because the way you responded to me saying, I'm actually a diehard UFC fan, you're like, yeah, okay. Sure you are. That was hilarious. Listen to yourself. Listen to this guy.
I need to hear it. Play
Listen.
See? Maybe, because I love, we can talk about this after, but I'm a diehard UFC fan, but something like that.
You just go, alright. Like you were shrugging your shoulder, looking the other way when I said that.
I did.
That's hilarious, man. But like, yeah, so I sit down, and I have to say, man, you probably gave the best interview that whole evening. I got over, I think, 10 kids, and you actually gave the best answer. So at that moment, I thought, he's talking about something that I've never heard any other kid talk about on campus, which is kickboxing, specifically. And I thought, holy shit. So I invite you over to the house, and we started training, hitting the bag. I held the pass for you. And I came down to spar with you guys a few weeks after that, and that was a complete reality check for me. When I first took on John, and he whooped me silly. He landed this straight jab right on my nose, and I thought, okay, yeah, we're not hitting things that don't hit me back anymore. Just snowballed from there, and we both started getting better, and then next, you told me how, because I'm in the School of Journalism and everything, that you want to start this whole campus news setup, and I jumped right on board. And here we are, man. First ever podcast, middle of summer. That's it. It was all a dream. Yo, but life is fucking crazy, though. I just bumped into you like that, and we're starting this whole little entrepreneurship enterprise.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, the first time I saw you, I was sitting at the table, and I'm like, damn, this kid wants to come to me and talk about Jesus Christ. I'm like, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, my black ass is sitting at the table with like a straight face. Why do people approach me? That's what I was thinking. And then you started talking about the pendant. I'm like, oh, okay, I'll talk to him. And then I said to myself, let me talk about something I care about. And then once I said that, and then your eyes just lit up. I'm like, what?
So what about me to you said newborn Christian?
I don't, because you came up to me, and then I forgot, what were you wearing? Were you wearing a suit or something?
I was close to it, I was wearing like a collared shirt.
Yeah, you was dressing all proper, and then you come up to me, it's like, excuse me, do you have a moment? Do you have a moment for Jesus or something?
Oh man, I almost spat water right there. Shit, yup. You told me that too. I remember after we're done talking, you told me that, and I was dying. So now that we talked about our origins, let's talk about why we really got this going. Well, obviously we're both passionate about kickboxing, and we're just passionate individuals. And to make a long story short, my dream is really to not have to work for anyone. Put it simply. And that's really, really lofty, especially considering I'm a little intern boy. But still, man, I want to take this and keep on building it, and next, and really, really make it our business. Like I read this great saying. It was a picture Gokhan Saki, who's this badass Turkish kickboxer, posted on his Facebook. He said that if you don't take risks, you'll work for somebody who did. That's truth.
It's true. If you don't take risks, you definitely work for somebody who does. Or another one I've heard is, if you don't work on your dream, you'll be busy working on somebody else's dream.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And, you know, like, I don't know about Rico, to be quite honest with you, I'll say right off the bat, he's a better fighter than I am. He stopped me, and I just posted that up on Facebook to promote this podcast, but he's better. Like, I can say that. He caught me, so I sparred him. The last time I sparred him, I was actually, you know, putting it on him like the first couple of seconds, and then he said, after I tagged him, he said, no, it's okay, I'm okay. I was just playing. And he was just playing, because right after that, he turns shit around, and he's just mauling my ass. He puts me in this crazy switch stancing, what do you call it? Stance switching, clinch, going forward, and he just nails me right in the solar plexus. And this first time I had to take an 8 count. That was a standing 8 count. I was like, oh! But like I said, like Rico, I think might be a bit more serious about the fighting part of it, but I know my priorities, which is I'm a journalism major, and I think it's so awesome that I can take something I'm good at, which is writing, and combine it with something that I'm a huge fan of, and maybe a little bit good at too, which is kickboxing. So
you're not bad. You're pretty athletic. I gotta hand you that. You're very flexible. You're pretty fast.
Oh, what is this? What is happening right now? Compliment huddle or something? What the fuck?
I'm just telling the truth, man. You basking me in compliments. I gotta be, you know, modest and compliment back. Can't be like, hey, I'm the man, you know. It's my first podcast. Give me a couple podcasts and I'll turn into an athlete.
Yeah.
But yeah, to be honest, I took journalism 101. I'm like, oh my god, fuck this class. I'm pretty decent in writing. But after a while, I was like, oh, damn, I don't like writing about things I don't care about. And I do not like journalism. And lo and behold, look at me. Working with Jim and Kim, starting a publication, which is basically journalism on kickboxing. So
let's talk about what kickboxing means to you, like how serious you're about the fighting aspect.
I honestly want to see how far I can go. I'm not going to go as far as to say that I'm going to be like the next Tyrone Spong or the next Gokhan Saki. But, you know, I want to compete on the amateur level. And, you know, get a few wins here and there. And then from there, gauge how good I am. I know I'm pretty decent now. Finally, my gym is starting to give me respect. They look at me like, hey, this guy's pretty good.
Talk about where you train.
I train at International Training Center, long for ITC. It's in Long Island City. It's around the corner of LaGuardia Community College. I don't know the exact address. I just ride my bike there every day.
That's legit.
It's like a little. The location of it is pretty. How should I say this? I wouldn't say creepy, but there's nobody there. There's a lot of construction areas. And there's a lot of warehouses there. And the LIRR train tracks pass right through across the street from the gym. So it's like there's nobody in sight when you go into this gym. And there's like barely any street lights. And the gym itself is in the basement, which is right next to a construction site.
Damn.
So, yeah, it's pretty cool. I think it's pretty cool.
I mean, it doesn't get more real than that, right?
Yeah.
So I remember when I first met you, you told me how you do Muay Thai and your manager might be setting you up for a fight, hopefully this coming in a few months, and I thought, all right, this guy is for real. So talk about why, you know, like when did you join?
I joined in, I think it was May of last year.
So you've been doing it for a little over a year. A little over a year.
Yeah, it's a little over a year now.
That's the same time I started, pretty much, like last July.
Yeah, but before that, I don't care because I've graduated from high school. So in high school, I started like a little fight club, right?
Oh.
And then me and my classmates would like fight when we would go on like retreats in places like outside the school, or we would even fight in like the basement of the school, right? So
you did it in the school? You fought in the school?
We could one of these days we could bring them up. There's a couple of them that like graduated from my year, and one of them is like pretty badass. I think he won one of his championships in amateur Muay Thai. And
is he the Filipino guy?
He's a Filipino guy.
Mm.
His name is Vince Tonelli. Vince Tonelli. He's pretty badass.
Yeah.
And this other guy, he's pretty nasty in jiu-jitsu, but his kickboxing is pretty good too. His kickboxing is pretty good. So his name is Bill Schaefer. So yeah, all of us we graduated from that class of 2009, and all of us we were fighting a lot. And so I was pretty okay with my Muay Thai kicks, swinging the hips, and the shins were pretty good. So I was pretty good at that. So once I transitioned to like a real gym and started kicking, people were already impressed I can kick. People asked me like, "Have you trained before?" And also my best friend, he's a black belt in Taekwondo, so he kind of showed me a few fancy kicks here and there. So that's where I really started in high school. But when I joined the gym, it was 1 year. I started training a lot, and once I joined, I knew this is what I wanted to do. I wanted to fight on an amateur level at least.
So how'd you end up in good old Stony Brook?
How'd I end up in good old Stony Brook? My brother graduated from Stony Brook, and before Stony Brook, I went to LIU. It's a private university in downtown Brooklyn. School's okay. I'm not gonna talk bad about school, but it is expensive as shit, and I couldn't afford it anymore. So I decided I need to get out of here. Where's the best place I could go? And I spoke to my brother about it, and he said, "Why don't you go to Stony Brook?" Because both he and my sister graduated from there. So I transferred to Stony Brook, and I'm now majoring in biology. And
why bio, out of all things?
Why bio? I'm actually interested in bio. When I went to Stony Brook, I was Stony Brook. When I went to LIU, pardon me.
Pardon you. Your pardon, sir.
Thank you, sir. I was a pharmacy major in LIU, and I realized this is not what I want to do. I don't want to stand behind a counter and hand pills to people. So I decided, let me switch to bio. So I switched to bio. I realized that the tuition is too crazy, so I turned to Stony Brook and kept my major.
Nice.
Albeit, Stony Brook biology is nothing compared to LIU's biology. Stony Brook is 10 times harder, but I still love it.
That's good, man. This is the first time I'm learning all this about you. It's interesting. Let's turn it into an interview again.
Oh, man.
So, you have a year to go, right?
You? Tell me about yourself. Why did you come to Stony Brook?
Well, I was in high school, and I realized, man, I'm not good at a lot of the kids. I can't even talk. See that? I realized that I'm not good at a lot of the things that the other kids are good at, that they pick a major for in college, like whether it be math, science, or engineering, the typical joints. But I always had this knack for writing. I would do well in social studies, English. That would be the A course. Other ones would be like a B, maybe like a C+. Especially math killed me. I'm like, yeah, man. Like, the whole joke is that Asians are good at math, right? But I think that my mom dropped me on the head when I was a kid or something. But everything just flipped around for me. So Stony Brook was the only SUNY, I believe at the time, that really pushed their journalism program. And I just learned that they're not the only SUNY with a journalism program. Oswego, I believe, yeah, I think they have one too. But they sent me this flyer, and it looked fresh. They showed the newsroom, under the library, the first floor of the library.
Newsroom.
And they were saying how they just created this program, everything's clean, and all the students are loving it. And I just got hooked. Cheap, relatively. I can it's like compared to other schools, it's like a falling distance from my house. And yeah, that's what happened. So right now I'm very happy with the major that I chose, because I don't picture myself doing anything else. The closest thing would be like creative writing, but man, that's a rough road. I'm not doing that.
You're not trying to struggle?
I'm not trying to struggle, man. I'm not trying to
J.K. Rowling route?
Nah, man, come on now. I'll probably create Star Wars, but instead of lightsabers, it'll just be like kickboxing. Yeah. And okay, let's talk about, you know how you said just okay, the whole story about your fight club. That's an episode. That's a separate episode in and of itself. You can't just breeze through that saying I fought a bunch of guys in the basement of my high school and let it be. You gotta okay, but we'll save that for another time.
All right.
What motivated you to get into fighting like that in the first place?
I don't know. Ever since I was a kid, I used to watch Bruce Lee and Jackie Chan. I'm like, yeah, I want to be like them. I want to do karate. I could remember since I was like fucking 6 years old, begging my mom to take me to karate class. Mommy, take me to karate. It's like, okay, Ricardo, I'll take you. I'll take you. She never took me to no karate. Nada, right?
She just lied?
The Caribbean parents.
You're Haiti. Yeah, tell them where you're from.
I'm from Haiti.
Hmm.
I'm a Haitian kickboxer.
Haitian kickboxer. So, were you born there?
No, I was born here.
Oh, okay, nice. All right.
My ethnicity is Haitian.
Gotcha. You're really fluent in French.
Oh no, I'm fluent in Creole.
Creole? Oh, my bad, dude.
I'm decent in French, but I'm not fluent in French.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I was born in Korea.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, well, what do you mean, uh-oh? What do you mean, uh-oh? I was born in Korea, and I moved here when I was 6.
Nice.
South Korea. Okay, Jesus Christ. People still think that... They still gotta ask, like, North or South, but come on
People
now.
really ask you that question? Do you get annoyed by that?
You know what? I thought a lot of times, for the longest time, that was a really silly question. It's self-explanatory. Why would I be from the North? But I've heard, dude, that there's some North Koreans that have fled their country, and a lot of them live in the States, and these small little deposits of people here and there scattered around. So, I mean, I guess it's a legitimate question now, but...
That's a legitimate question, I guess.
Yeah, I grew up in Seoul, but, yeah, keep on going, man. So your mom pretty much said, okay, Rico, I'll take you to kickboxing classes, but just made you bag her groceries.
Oh, yeah, basically.
So what happened?
I used to play around with my friends, like, you know, touch tag, karate, like, yeah. And then when I got into high school, I think it was really, even junior high, I would like fool around with my friends, like, you know, like wrestle around, punch and kick. And I realized I was pretty good. Okay, I did get into a few fights in junior high and elementary, so I could hold my own. High school, it was a little bit different. This is when like people started getting interested in UFC and MMA, and there was a lot of bullies in my school, right? So yeah, I had to fight there too.
Damn.
So instead of like, you know, getting into like real fights, I started a fight club where I would literally kick people's asses.
Oh my god. Alright, for the folks listening at home who can't see the video component of our Skype chat, the moment Rico said that we're gonna kick people's asses, the creepiest fucking look I've ever seen on this guy popped on his face. Like, his eyes turned shark black, and then he did this weird ass grin. That was creepy as hell. What the fuck?
I'm sorry.
Like, I created this fight club. We're gonna kick people's asses. What the fuck? So go on, man.
Okay, I know this is what you call it, a kickboxing podcast, but what I was really good at when I was in high school was my jiu-jitsu.
Huh.
Yeah, it was my jiu-jitsu that saved my ass in high school, because nobody knew the armbar, nobody knew the guard, so it was just like a free for all for me. It was crazy. I was just catching people in arm bars and rear nakeds. And then that's when I grappled with Bill Schaefer. I mentioned him earlier. And he was pretty decent in jiu-jitsu also. And then I got better with my leg kicks. I started doing better at my stand-up. I got better at the clinch. And then I joined Muay Thai, and I got better at my boxing. So I'm just like unstoppable. But now I'm at my
unstoppable. He said unstoppable. Oh no, no. All right, go on, man.
I'm better at my stand up now, I think, than I am at my ground game because I've been doing stand up more lately.
Can you give me one instance, the most memorable time when you fought a kid back in school? Everyone loves these stories.
Oh my God! Okay. The most memorable time.
That means you don't have to have been the winner.
I wasn't the winner for this one. It was ridiculous. Some bullshit. I need to challenge him one day, but I'm too old for that. I can't be fighting people like in people's backyards now. But I would definitely take him on. His name was Sean Assad.
What?
Yeah, he was I forgot. I think it was Pakistani or something.
Pakistani. Pakistani. What the
Pakistani.
Alright, go on.
Excuse my ignorance. He's Pakistani.
You're all good.
So, the guy who pushed him to fight me, his name was Anthony Herrera. It was like a big muscle guy. This guy's like fucking, like 200 pounds, Ecuadorian, short and stocky. And he was like, Rico, I want you to fight Sean. Sean's gonna kick your ass. I'm like, yeah, okay, right? So we met up at we had like a get together at somebody's backyard, and then we had the MMA gloves, we had the headgear, we had everything, right? So we was ready to rumble, so we started fighting, right? And then this is like my first like, I mean I had like serious fights, but this one was like he was really attacking me, like he was throwing hooks, punching, he was throwing knees. So I think he threw like 2 punches and then like they landed, and then he tried to grab me in the clinch, but my head popped out, right? And then next thing you know, I just feel like a knee, just like inching, like it didn't like really connect, but I felt it like touch where my solar plexus was.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh shit, this guy's really trying to attack me, right? So he started swarming me. So what I did was I turned around, but it kind of looked like I was running away, but I really wasn't. And then I threw like a back kick with my left leg when my back was facing him, and I caught him in the stomach. So he like doubled over, right? Then I kicked him with my left leg, and mind you, this is like at like probably like 7:30
in the morning.
Like spring in spring, like 7:30 p.m.
God, you're such a piece of shit. Who fights at 7:30 in the morning?
No, not in the morning. PM.
Oh, PM. My bad. You just wake up and start throwing.
No, it's a get together. It was at night.
Oh, nice. All right, that's totally acceptable then. You know.
Yeah, but the problem was it was dark.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like, okay, I need to knock this dude out. So I got him with the back kick, like I said before. I kicked him with my left leg, right? And then he was still doubled over. So it's dark. We have headgear. No shin guards. There was no shin guards. And then I just swung my leg up when he's bent over towards what I thought was his face, right? All I heard was a connect. All you hear was like a loud hit, like plah, right? And all you hear is oh, and he's like, oh no, Ricardo, what you did, right? Next thing you know, I see him. He's like standing up and he's gasping for air, like I thought he was going to die. I kicked him in his neck. Yeah, it was bad. And so he was scared because like we were all scared because we thought he was gonna like just die or something, right? So he's leaning against the wall, and then his like quote unquote trainer was there, and he was like, "Don't worry, just breathe."
His quote unquote trainer. Did he look like me?
No, he was huge. I mean, Sean he had like a 6-pack. Me, I had like a little like beer belly.
Yeah.
And I just had arms. He had the 6-pack. He had everything, right? And then he was like wheezing for air. And then Herrera was like, his name was Herrera, the trainer. He was like, yeah, he's gonna be disqualified. He's losing 1 point for that. I'm like, what the fuck is judging, right? He's losing 1 point. You got this. We're gonna get back into the fight, right? So he got his composure back, right? And then we started fighting again. And then we ended up on the floor. And while he was gasping for air, I remember before we started fighting, I'm like, I don't want to fight no more. I didn't want this to end. I want to stop. And he's like, no, Ricardo, you gotta finish this, right? Ended up on the floor. He was in my guard. He was throwing punches. And I usually let them punch me in the beginning because I will always catch them with the arm, but I would just swing my left leg over when they throw the punch and then and then just straighten them out. I did that shit to him, and then he locked his arm. And I didn't fight for it. Yeah, he locked the arm, but he didn't lock it like when he grabbed it, right? He didn't lock it by grabbing it. He just bent his arm and locked it like that. And I didn't know back then that I could fight and then, like, pull the arm straight. So I abandoned that. And then I tried to do something else. I tried to mount him, but I didn't want to punch him anymore in the face. So,
oh, damn.
It's like, I'm talking to him, like, you okay? And he wasn't answering me. He was, like, still fighting. And then he mounted me, and then he started punching. And then I tried to get out through the back door. It's called a back door when somebody's mounting you and you try to get under.
Yeah.
I tried to do that, but I didn't finish it because somebody came and was like, yo, guys, stop fighting. Stop fighting. You know, this is going to get me out of hand. It's getting too dark, right? Next thing you know, I heard I lost the fight because of that. Because he finished on top of me, I got a disqualification. He won the fight. But afterwards, I think like next week, he told me that his neck. No, he didn't tell me next week because I didn't see him next week. I saw him like a couple months after. He told me that his neck was hurting him for a month after that kick.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, so that was the fight.
Damn. And then LIU. Damn, dude.
Yeah, that was a crazy fight.
You gave the whole next episode away right there. Well, so anything else? That's interesting. It's very similar to how I really developed my interest in all this. I guess
tell me, how...
By the way, do you have siblings?
I do.
Younger or older?
All older than me.
Oh, that's probably why. Yeah, I think that has a lot to do with it. I have my younger brother too.
Oh.
Yeah, I have an older brother, so I think growing up, having a brother does kind of make you more interested in martial arts just naturally. It does make you more naturally inclined to be aggressive and such. But, you know, the crazy thing is, like, we're really different. I actually never got into any street fights per se, you know? But I've always had a fondness, Jesus Christ. I've always loved martial arts, whether it be from movies or little kid cartoons, whatever. And when the UFC hit, when I first saw that, it just clicked with me. Like, it clicked with me like nothing else. And next thing you know, I'm emulating moves and doing everything. So by the time I started training last summer, all of the moves somewhat felt natural to me already. Like the Muay Thai and stuff. So I was hitting the bag, and like kind of like you know, when I told you that I went to Tiger Shaman's the other week to do a story for the Herald?
Mm-hmm.
So for my news internship, I went to a local MMA gym called Tiger Shaman's Mixed Martial Arts. I'm sure everyone's heard about it. And they let me do one of their classes because I wanted to put that perspective in the story. And I can't believe I'm showing you this off right now. You're talking about just biting guys' ears off in a park at night. I'm just like, I tried out like a kickboxing class with a bunch of adults. So I kicked this bag with a leg kick, like so fucking hard. But I trained that thing over, I think, like, I must have thrown that over 2,000 times at this point. Like, probably more than that. And it just crack! And then people realize, oh, you know, he knows what he's doing. They asked me, like, do you train? Very similar to what you said. And this is after you and I sparred. But I gotta say, training just by myself, shadowboxing, hitting things, versus sparring, it's like night and day. What I learned from just one round of sparring you, it would have taken me a month to learn by myself. It's so much, it like boosts your evolution as a fighter immediately. And it's so different, man. It's like the difference between like dry swimming and jumping in a pool. But yeah, man, I think that's really what it is. But right now I'm pretty chill. You know, like we're both chill. We don't have anything to prove, and I think that's one of the good things about martial arts. They always talk about the discipline, the confidence, the peace of mind, but it's all true, man. Like you and I, because we know how to somewhat handle ourselves, we don't feel the need to start a fight, and it's a good thing. So that's why I do it. It's I'm passionate about it. Fitness, stress relief, peace of mind, confidence, all that jazz. Wouldn't you agree, my good man?
Yeah, I definitely agree.
Yeah. Well, so I should have terrible segue. But I should have talked about this from the start. So we started this whole we call it AllKickboxing, and it is, in a word, an online kickboxing publication. But I think that's too confining to what we're really trying to aim for. Our goal is for this thing to be a community, an online community that's active on social media, multimedia, where people can just discuss their love for training, fighting, the sport, not just about the news part, which is a big part of it, and something we'll discuss towards the end of the podcast. But in one word, there's really no better way to put it. It is an online campus news kickboxing publication thingy. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I'm really pumped to see where it goes. So now let's talk about like what else you have lined up this summer.
What else do I have lined up? This summer, hopefully I get my first fight. Hopefully I win. Basically that's what I'm doing, just training every single day. I just came back from Muay Thai today. It was tiring. I didn't spar today though. And basically that's it. Training, working at my father's tire shop, working on the publication, of course, and hopefully during sometime in late August, before I get back to school, I'll go to Coconut Creek, Florida, because my aunt lives 15 minutes away from American Top Team.
Nice.
So I might just stop by over there and like just pay like half of my allowance.
Tell the folks listening what American Top Team is.
American Top Team is an MMA gym that's it's actually it's a franchise. There's more than one American Top Team, and they're all over the United States. But the headquarters is in Coconut Creek, where a lot of famous fighters such as, let me think of these names:
Dustin Poirier, Hector Lombard, Thiago Alves.
Mike Brown, I think also.
No, Mike Brown trains kind of by himself. Yeah, he trains like out in Colorado or something like that. But who else? Yeah, they have it's Gleison T-Bows with them.
Bigfoot Silva.
Hmm?
I think Bigfoot Silva.
Yeah, he does. He does train there.
He trains there too.
So all these guys, yeah.
When you go there, you don't see any of them. All you see is their banners all over the place.
Is it because they have private sessions?
I think they do. I think they have private sessions. But everybody there's a fighter. Like when you walk in towards the front door, and then you see the receptionist, dude has the nasty cauliflower ears. I think they're nasty. I don't want any cauliflower ears. If I ever do MMA, I'm gonna do everything I can to protect my cute ears. You know, shit.
They're very cute.
Thank you.
Oh, no problem. You know, the thing with cauliflower ears is that, like, if you're at an all-you-can-eat buffet and you have those, the guy behind you is not gonna say anything.
Exactly.
You know. But yeah, man, keep those ear guards on.
Exactly, man. But that's just me. I don't like the cauliflower ear. But yeah, you see the guy with the cauliflower ear. It was pretty cool. But to like visit, it cost me like so much money just to visit. I'm like, come on. But if I had lived there, it would have been like regular price.
Right.
Yeah, but it's a pretty good gym. They have a cage. They have a mat. They have multiple. It's pretty nice.
That's cool, man. So all the guys we mentioned earlier, they're some of the top fighters in the UFC. It's a gym just full of professional killers. It's really one of the best places you can go to train. So I'm kind of worried because you're going to Muay Thai training. What is it, every day now?
Yeah. That
when we get back to Stony Brook for the next semester, you're just gonna whoop me silly. It's like before it wasn't half bad. You know, before it was like Goku, Vegeta. And you always kick my ass because you're Goku, but next thing you know, it's gonna be like Goku whipping on like Chaozu. Yeah, no, don't worry, man. I've been training too, here and there. I gotcha. Round two, bitch.
You could write about the ass whoopings I give.
What was that?
I said you could write about the ass whoopings I dish out.
That'll be a video joint. Yeah.
You know, I can see myself like just like Rampage, just talking mad shit all day.
Oh shit. Okay, man. So I think it's time for us to talk about Glory World Series is next event, Last Man Standing.
Yeah, man.
So let me just fill the listeners in what this is, Glory World Series is the premier kickboxing organization in the world. And it's an American company, but it is essentially what the Ultimate Fighting Championship is for MMA. It is what the UFC is for MMA is what Glory is for kickboxing. And kickboxing, it incorporates Muay Thai, boxing, more traditional stand-up like Taekwondo, karate. So pretty much the best stand-up martial artists in the world in one group. And they launched like a few years ago, and they've really, really hit the ground running to where now they've just scooped up the best kickboxers from around the world under their banner. Aside from like a handful of guys that I personally admire, legends, that are that you might even argue that they're not in their prime necessarily, even though I think some of them are. Glory has all the other all-stars. So their next event is actually tomorrow night, like 11 hours from now actually. Tomorrow night, we're just plugging them. Why are we plugging them? And it's interesting because it's the first time they're doing a pay-per-view. It's their first ever pay-per-view, so it's a big step for the company. And it's called Last Man Standing. But before that, they're having a free event on Spike TV, which is stacked too. So we just want to go down the list and hype ourselves up for tomorrow night. So let's start with the free fights, man. Okay?
Alright.
I'm going to start with Varga versus Sitmonchai, a.k.a. Mu Sitmonchai. That's his name. His nickname's like Mu. He's a bad motherfucker, though. He's like, I think he's younger than both of us. And he comes out of Sitmonchai Gym, one of the best gyms out of Thailand. And what's interesting about his camp is that they're very Western kickboxing oriented, incorporating more boxing and leg kicks especially. One of the things I think why Glory got this guy. And he's like a prodigy. Fought around at stadiums in Thailand, and he's breaking into the Western scene. So give me your thoughts on who do you think got this?
I am going to have to give it to Sitmonchai.
Sitmonchai, how?
Sitmonchai, I actually looked at his interview, and from what I heard is that, like you said, he's incorporating more like Western boxing. He seems more aggressive. Like, well, from what we know about like traditional Muay Thai, the first few rounds, the fighters fight rather slower, and then at the later rounds they start being more aggressive. But I believe that Sitmonchai from the jump is going to be aggressive, and just going to try and finish the fight as soon as possible.
I mean, that's the way to do it. Glory only has 3-minute rounds. Like, watch, you know what I'm saying? That is really short.
Yeah, that is short.
Think about it, man. These guys pour over a month into training for 9 minutes.
I know.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Watching a UFC round feels so long now because those are 5 minutes apiece.
Yeah.
So you got Sitmonchai by knockout?
I think by knockout.
You know, I wish I could show some love for Varga, but to be quite honest with you, I haven't seen any of his fights.
Me neither.
Well, as far as Sitmonchai goes, did you see his first fight, his debut fight in Glory?
No, I've seen highlights.
You know, I have to be honest. He fought this guy, I'm looking up his name now, and it was very controversial. Personally, I thought the other guy won. His name's, Raz Sarkisjan. I believe he was Armenian, and he really put up a great fight against Sitmonchai. Very Dutch kickboxing style. But Sitmonchai pulled that one out. But anywho, I think he's trying to redeem himself in this fight. Really tell people that he's here for real. So the fight above that is your man, Andy Risty, taking on Hollenbeck.
Risty. I'm sorry. Risty.
Alright, go on, why?
Okay. Like Risty is a very aggressive fighter. Takes people out in close quarters. I don't know what happened to him when he fought Kriya. He was actually dominating that fight until like the ending rounds. But I think Risty is gonna make a comeback, and I don't think Hollenbeck has the conditioning, such as Kriya did. So I don't think he's gonna weather the storm of Risty like Kriya did. So I have to give it to Risty for this fight. What about you?
Yeah, me too. Risty is gonna come out like a bat out of hell. Think about it. He just lost his strap trying to defend it for the first time. You know?
Yeah.
Like, he's hungry. And the guy, you're right, he throws these knees that are straight out of Pluto. And when they connect with your head, you're going out. But Kyria, that tough son of a bitch, took it right in the noggin, and he still stood up and knocked Risty out in the last fight.
That is crazy.
Yeah, that was insane. He has so much heart. So he's the champ now of the lightweight division. So Risty, who's coming off before that, Kyria lost. He was coming off this legendary win against, in my opinion, the greatest kickboxer in the lightweight division of our generation, Giorgio Petrosian. But yeah, man, it's a tough sport. So all right, you got Risty. I got Risty too. I think he's gonna finish him. Hollenbeck is no joke though. He's tough. He's just really gritty. You know, he's like the Matt Brown equivalent of kickboxers.
Oh, okay.
So last fight on the free card is Crow Cop versus your boy Miller.
Maybe Miller might have this one.
Jarrell Miller.
I don't know. Maybe Miller might have this one. Miller not only does kickboxing, but he does boxing too. His gym is not too far from my old school in LIU. I might have to give it to Miller. He's younger. Crow Cop, he was a beast back in the day, but like, I mean, now he's coming back into kickboxing. He just recently lost against
Bonjaski.
I forgot his name. But yeah, he lost against Remy. I don't know, man. I don't think he's gonna win against Miller. I think Miller is even a tougher fighter. He's on his way up. He's young. He's aggressive. Good boxing. I mean, he boxes as well as kickboxing. So I might have to give it to Miller. Crow Cop, I mean, he needs to retire soon. But
oh shit! What if you run into him, man? What if you run into him? Because people are gonna hear this, dude.
He retired gracefully.
That's such a backhanded way of trying to redeem yourself. Retire gracefully.
Remy retired.
Yeah, but alright, you know, I gotta challenge you on this one, man. I think Crow Cop's gonna really, he's gonna behead Miller, I'm sorry.
You think so?
Oh yeah, because did you see him fight Remy Bonjaski?
I heard that he did pretty good. People said he thought he should have won the fight.
He definitely should have won that fight. It's interesting because before that fight, Remy should have gotten the judge's nod against Anderson Silva in Tokyo, but he didn't. And that was his last fight ever in Japan. And for his final retirement fight ever, he versus Crow Cop, and really claims a decision he shouldn't have gotten to end his career on. It was very it was very underwhelming how his kind of fight career wrapped up in such a bad way because of poor judging. It would have been better if he beat Anderson Silva and lost to Crow Cop. But in my opinion, Crow Cop, he's a physical specimen. I don't know how old is he now, but he's still just shinning people left and right. So I got Crow Cop by knockout in that.
Okay, so I think I'm going to have to watch that fight again between Remy and Crow Cop.
Yeah, so
underestimating my boy.
Hey, who's your boy?
I mean, when I say my boy, not necessarily my boy, but I might be underestimating Crow Cop.
Crow Cop, all right. Yeah, man. Okay.
Let's see.
So this is the pay-per-view card we're gonna run down called Last Man Standing, and I'm super pumped for this. I'm gonna just, of course, I don't know about you, Rico, but I'm not gonna pay for it.
You're not gonna what?
What? Shut up. I said I'm not gonna, I'm gonna catch it the night after. Let me just put it like that.
I'm going to the bar and watching that.
Oh shit, you know what? That's if they host it though.
I don't know who's gonna host it. They'll host an MMA fight before kickboxing. I don't know who's gonna host it. If they even know.
Yeah, we'll see.
I hope somebody hosts it.
Well, let's start off with the first match. Give me your call. Joe Schilling versus Simon Marcus.
I'm trying to look for the lineup right now, but I think I'm gonna have to give it to my man Schilling.
Reasons?
I think Schilling is I don't know so much about Marcus, but I think Schilling is way more experienced. I think he has the ability to like weather storms and go long rounds and go through multiple fights. I don't know so much about the other fighters, so I need to do my research on him. But from what I know about Joe Schilling, I think he can handle it.
Oh man, this one's tough. Simon Marcus. Have you heard? You've never really heard about him?
No, I haven't actually.
Dude, hey, those are my two cute little doggies. I guess she's pumped for the fight too. She's calling you out, Rico. So Simon Marcus, he's one of these guys that the promotion has tried to get, I think, for a long time. Like, you know how the UFC still wants Eddie Alvarez and Michael Chandler?
Yeah.
He's kind of like one of those guys. They finally got it, and I'm super pumped. He's fighting for them. He's been just smoking dudes left and right in these other organizations like the World Kickboxing Council and like the American leagues. He's fought a lot of the guys that have fought longer than he has for glory, and has done pretty well against them. And he's just another physical beast. They say he doesn't do strength and conditioning, but he's built like a Greek titan. Like, the guy doesn't look like a Thai fighter. He looks like a bodybuilder. But he's so agile and technical. But against Schilling, man, that's rough, because Schilling's won a title in glory before. I gotta go with Schilling. Yeah. You know what's interesting about this guy is Schilling, I saw a documentary on him training for a fight in Thailand. You know he smokes?
He does?
Yeah, he was smoking in that. And I know that was a while back, but I wonder if he quit. But like, it was so interesting to see a world-class fighter in the middle of training camp just smoking in his hotel, breathing out the window. I was like, huh. I've never seen that before.
I knew this kid. I was in the track team in high school. I knew this kid.
What?
Yeah, in high school, I was on the track team. And this kid used to smoke cigarettes. And he was faster than me.
Oh, I thought you said you knew Schilling's kid.
Oh, no, I don't know.
That would make no sense. That would make Schilling like 57 now. Yeah, but hey, man, like, the culture is a bit different. Schilling's more of the traditional Muay Thai style, and in Thailand, they say that the culture, the life of a fighter, is a bit more like they have fun. You know, they drink, they smoke, they go partying every now and then, but they're still badasses. It's a bit different there. But anyway, next one, Wayne Barrett against Bogdan Stoica.
Oh, I didn't do my research on Bogdan Stoica. I don't know. Maybe Wayne Barrett might survive Bogdan Stoica.
I got Wayne Barrett easy for this.
Wayne Barrett, yes, he's gonna win, but he's not making it past the second fight. Telling you.
Oh, yeah, he's a fascinating guy, isn't he? He jumps into glory, and his first fight's against the champion Joe Schilling, and he drops him twice. Yeah. Barrett drops Schilling twice, but in fact, Schilling actually ended up knocking him down with a knee to the face in the third round. But Wayne Barrett still got the judge's call. So in my opinion, Barrett's solid, like slick, elusive boxer, and we'll see how he does. He's pretty green still in this organization, and this is a one-night tournament. Each guy has to fight, what is it, 3 times?
If you win, yeah.
Fuck! In a row. Okay, next one. By the way, I got Wayne Barrett. Okay, next one. Artem Levin versus Alex Pereira.
Ooh, I looked this one up. I might have to give it, I don't know. Artem Levin is more experienced. He has a couple titles under his belt. He's been a champion. Alex Pereira seems like the more aggressive fighter. His boxing is like pretty nasty. Like, his boxing is really good. Just looking at the highlights again. Yeah, Alex Pereira seems like the more aggressive fighter. Artem Levin not so much. I see Artem Levin likes to like bob and weave and like bait his head. I hope he doesn't do that against Alex Pereira, because he'll lose his head. Yeah, he'll lose it. So I might have to give it to Pereira for this one.
What, man? Come on,
no, man. It's gonna be what you call it? It's gonna be an upset. I'm gonna have to give it to Pereira, even though Artem Levin I know is more experienced, but I don't know. What do you think? You think Artem got it?
I think Artem not only has this fight, but he's gonna win the whole damn thing.
You think he's gonna win the whole damn thing?
He is for real, man. I believe he trains out of Golden Glory, which is arguably the best kickboxing camp in the world. I personally think it's Mike's gym, but Golden Glory is this camp in Holland, which is still producing kickboxing champions around the world. Their Dutch kickboxing style is absolutely vicious, and Artem Levin fought Simon Marcus before in Lion Fight last year, and I saw it, a little bit of it. He actually lost that shit. Fuck. He lost it by decision, but doesn't matter. That was a long time ago. Last time I checked, Artem Levin is the most technical kickboxer in this middleweight division. he pretty much was taking it to Schilling before he got caught with a flash. No, it wasn't a flash knockout. With this Superman punch out of nowhere, and Schilling won that fight on the scorecards. But I think Levin is hungrier. I think he's better coached, more experienced. He's just a cool. I can't even find. He's a cool, calm, collected, calculated killer. That's the way he fights. And now
he didn't seem like that when I saw him. Yeah.
Hater. What if you run into him, Rico? What if you run into Artem Levin?
I'm just gonna be like, oh yeah, what's up, Artem?
Call him by his first name.
Mr. Levin.
Mr. Levin. All right, so.
You know, I think we might actually run into some of these fighters. We could actually hunt down Wayne Barrett and Miller, because Wayne Barrett fights in New York.
Dude, we're not hunting down any of these guys.
We're
not hunting down any of them.
I need to interview them.
Oh yes, exactly. I know what you're saying. I'm joking. Yeah.
Go hunt them down and beat them up.
We did. It'll be like they'll be like Macaulay Culkin in Home Alone. All right, so now this last fight, Philippe Verlinden versus Melvin Manhoef. Give me your thoughts.
Manhoef. I don't know. I have to give it to Manhoef.
All right, why?
I don't know. This dude's an animal. I didn't look at Philippe Verlinden much, but from what I know about Manhoef, this dude's an animal. Both in kickboxing, both in MMA. Just like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh.
You know how you look back at history and there are just some people that really should have only done what they excelled at, like Mozart should have only done music. It's obvious that's what he was born to do.
Yeah.
And Einstein, science. Manhoef, he was born to fight. For anyone who hasn't seen this guy, please YouTube his highlights. He is the scariest. I don't want to run into him more than Schilling in the dark alley. He's terrifying. He's 5'8", all muscle. You know, he's Dutch. He's black and he's from Holland. He's Dutch black. What, dude? It's true though.
He's black.
I'm just saying, man. Like, he is terrifying. He's just and it's not just raw strength. He has beautiful Dutch kickboxing technique. I mean, he puts these combinations on guys, and they're just overwhelmed by his power. It's almost Tyson-esque. It's almost Tyson-esque.
It is Tyson-esque. Oh.
And you have to realize he trains out of Mike's gym, and he spars on the daily with Gokhan Saki, who is the light heavyweight champ, Errol Zimmerman, Arthur Kashenko, freaking who's the other guy? Murthel Groenhart. Man, that's like they just breed killers in that gym. I keep on saying killers tonight. It's so douchey.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, the people he's sparring with, oh my god.
I saw him knock out. Did you see his fight against Cyborg Santos?
No.
That was his last MMA fight. He fought this guy named Cyborg Santos, who used to fight in Strikeforce, and they had this epic first match. And in the rematch, Manhoef's knocked him out in like a minute.
Ouch.
Yeah, I mean, the ref had to break him apart. It was crazy. He just he scares guys so much. He just makes you so nervous to stand with him that you go for this half-assed takedown, and that's when he clips you with a knee or a punch. But Philippe Verlinden, I don't think, you know, he was pretty impressive against Tyrone Spong back when they fought in New York. But Manhoef's, I think, is just gonna eat him apart. So, who do you have winning with this whole thing? Now that we talked about the first round, let's just skip to the championship. Who do you think is gonna be the two guys at the end?
Damn, that's a tough one. I think it's gonna be between Joe Schilling, and maybe Joe Schilling and Manhoef.
See, the thing with Manhoef is that he's always kind of had like his biggest obstacle has been his cardio and his over-aggression. So this is a 3-fight, 1-night tournament. So you have to wonder how much he's gonna have in his gas tank.
If he starts bugging out like that from the first fight, yeah, he might have an empty tank by the third. But I'm assuming that you're putting your bets on Artem Levin, right?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be Levin and Schilling in the rematch.
Okay, yeah.
And I think Levin's gonna take it this time. Homeboy's hungry.
Oh my god. Yo, you gotta find some time to watch it on the day of, man. Because I'm gonna be like just spitting out who's winning these fights, and I don't want to ruin anything for you.
No, I don't care, man. I'm not that guy. Please.
Oh, don't ruin it, no.
Yeah, please. I really. It's fine. It's fine.
Mad at you.
So let's just talk about. Oh yeah, okay. So that's the tournament, but this, in my opinion, is the main event. Last thing we'll talk about: Rico Verhoeven versus Daniel Guida. Oh shit! This is the heavyweights, the big boys.
Oh my god. Maybe I have to give it to Rico because I'm his namesake. No.
On his namesake? Yeah, Rico?
I might give it to Rico, but did you see how Guido just like ruined Errol Zimmerman? I don't think Errol Zimmerman is gonna win a championship with these two guys in his weight class. I don't care who he beats under them.
I remember that fight he had with Zimmerman. That was one of the scariest knockouts I've ever seen. For, Daniel Guida, to those of you who haven't seen him, he's this ridiculously tall Romanian heavyweight kickboxer who comes from a traditional, I believe, karate background. So his kicks are just wizard-like. He has so much dexterity in his legs. Those kicks from all types of angles, and he just kicked Zimmerman's head off his shoulders. But remember, Verhoeven beat Guida before. Did you see that fight?
Oh yeah, I think I've seen it.
There's a rematch, man. Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, Verhoeven might beat him again.
I think so too.
The Prince of Kickboxing, they call him.
I think you just call him that.
No, it was really
I think you just gave him that nickname now because you just love him so much or something.
Oh, chill. And I'm the princess.
Jesus. Alright, I think with that, man, I think Rico got this too. Rico
definitely got it.
Alright, man. Well, it's over. We're 2 minutes past an hour, so we gotta cut this. Any closing thoughts?
Like the Facebook page.
Oh yeah, we gotta plug ourselves. So please, everyone who tuned in, we truly appreciate it if you could help support us. We have a Facebook page, which I'll obviously link to the post that's going to go up for the podcast. Please like our podcast tonight on the SoundCloud account. We also have a Twitter at AllKickboxing _ at AllKickboxing _ and we also have an Instagram handle, and that's just at AllKickboxing. So if you could just help this grassroots expedition me and my friend are on, we truly appreciate it. Anything else, man?
If you don't like the page, I'm gonna find you guys.
Oh shit, dude. Oh fuck, I should have done this earlier. Damn it. Now we don't have enough time. I'll save it for the next podcast, but damn, we had to. Shit. Want me to squeeze it in?
Go ahead, squeeze it in.
Fuck it. Alright, so last night, we still haven't mentioned the title for our podcast. So last night, we went through a whole list of names that we could name for this podcast, and I just compiled it all. So this is in order from okay to just terrible. Okay, so here we go. The first one, the 1-2. Not bad, like the jab cross, two guys doing the podcast. Not bad, alright, but we dropped it. Next thing, stand up. All kickboxing stand-up podcast. Alright, kind of whack. Then the imprint. Alright, it's getting a little kind of obscure. Writer and the Fighter. And my explanation for why not making that the title is because I'm clearly the writer, so I didn't want to... Yeah. Okay, now this is where it gets bad. Brothers in Arms.
Oh my god, that one was like, come on, man.
Shut up. Rico, that's such a terrible title. Why'd you come up with that shit?
Please, I did not open my mouth and say that. That was just for you.
Then we have Tap Out.
Yeah.
That's like a Brazilian Jiu-jitsu podcast naming themselves a liver kick. The Guard.
The Guard. That was
The Guard. That was Rico's response to my dumb suggestion called Tap Out, the Brazilian Jiu-jitsu Guard. And then we have a can of whoop ass. Decent. And then my friend, Mr. Jean Pierre's answer, the Bell.
The Bell.
And then I responded to that by saying, ding ding.
Oh yeah, imagine, no way. Ding ding. No.
Ding ding, yeah. And then to end it, I told Rico we should, I think, kind of play off our whole black Asian dynamic. So the first thing Rico said to me, what'd you say to me, Rico?
I said black rice, yellow rice.
The other rice. And then you also threw out yin and yang. And then I said we should call ourselves Kimbo and Bruce. And to which you replied,
no way. Come call me Kimbo. Get out of here.
And to wrap it up, Blasian. All right, that's that. No one's hearing us anymore. Okay, so I'll post this up. So by the way, folks, the podcast is going to be called The Clinch.
Yes.
The Clinch. Hey! And so thank you for listening to our debut pilot episode of The Clinch, AKB's official podcast. Jimin Kim, Ricardo Jean-Pierre. Any last thoughts?
No, I'm done.
Punching out. See you guys later.